What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to talk about how good artists steal and great artists copy. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably heard of this quote, and maybe some of you have not, but that is one of the most pivotal quotes that I have ever heard that completely impacted my life. And when I say that, it was because when I first started entrepreneurship, I absolutely had no clue what I was doing. I didn't. I really did not know what I was doing, what I was up to, what I was going to create. And although I had an idea of what I wanted to do in the business that I was involved in, I was pretty lost as to how I was going to get there. And before I get into that story and telling you how this has benefited me and how it could benefit you, a lot of people think Picasso created this quote, that it comes from word for word from something that he said. This quote has originated from a multitude of things, from poets to artists to people that's just been passed on and on and on and on. I have no idea who actually wrote this, right? People say it was Picasso. I have no clue, and I don't think it really matters, right? The point is that this quote has been very instrumental and powerful to a lot of people. People talk about this quote all the time. You see it on social media. You've seen artists talk about it. You've seen athletes talk about it. You've seen quote unquote powerful people who've had a big impact in life in the world that have used this. And again, this is not about who wrote this. It's not about when it is coming into existence. It doesn't really even matter, right? What matters is, can you use these words? Can you use this message to actually better your life without hurting anybody? When we're talking about what exactly can you do with this? I know the quote says good artists copy and great artists steal. This kind of sounds like, okay, well, why would you want to steal from somebody? Now look, I'm not talking about literally stealing something from somebody, literally stealing information or knowledge, or not knowledge, but intellectual property, right? Physical goods from somebody. It's not what I'm talking about. It's not like, an artist creates an art piece and they just go steal it and say it's yours. I'm absolutely not saying that. More of a theoretical, more the idea behind the concept of what you're trying to create. So let me give you an example. Good artists copy. What exactly does that mean? That means that if I want to get in massive shape, right, and I look at somebody who's in really good shape, I want to be like, you know what? I want to look just like them. I want to be like them. What can I do? So I kind of start getting an idea of their routine, what they eat, how they work out, and I kind of copy them and kind of just go ahead and follow along with what they're doing. So I'm literally copying them. But when I say steal, great artists steal, I'm not going to steal them. I'm not going to steal their, the recipes. I'm not going to steal exactly their routine, right? But to a certain degree, a lot of this information is public. A lot of this information is out there to the point where you can literally steal it theoretically and then apply it within yourself. So let's say, for example, you guys have heard of Kobe Bryant. You guys have heard of Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant religiously, actually, and before I even go to Kobe Bryant, every athlete out there, they all copy. All of them copy all the time. Entrepreneurs copy all the time. Singers copy all the time. When an athlete is trying to become one of the best in the world, or make their varsity football team or varsity basketball team in high school, or their varsity team, anything, everybody's copying everybody. Everybody's doing the same exercises. Everybody's being taught by the similar way. Everybody is copying based on what's happened in the past and based on what's worked for people in the past. But what separates the greatest of the greatest, whether it's athletes or singers or entrepreneurs or anything, it is a combination of a lot of things, right? It's not just one thing. It's obviously work ethic, it's commitment, it's focus, it's resourcefulness, it's a whole bunch of things. But I use athletes as an example because great artists literally will steal exactly the blueprint of what another great athlete has done and basically implement them within what they do. And if anything, they might even do it better. I mentioned Kobe Bryant. I mentioned Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant has publicly been outspoken about this probably most of his life, or at least most of his professional life. I've heard him in dozens and dozens of interviews, and I'm sure you guys have too, where he literally says, I literally copied Michael Jordan for every single little thing that he did, from practice to in playing to video watching, the amount of times that he practiced. He literally even asked Michael Jordan to coach him. He literally even trained with Michael Jordan to the point where he can literally become a second coming Michael Jordan. I'm not here to tell you who is better, whether it's Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. I personally barely saw Michael Jordan play. I saw Kobe Bryant play a lot, so I think Kobe Bryant's better, but that's not the point. I'm going based off of what I've seen and what I've experienced watching basketball, but I really have no freaking clue, right? I'm not a basketball expert. I rarely watch Michael Jordan play. I don't know, and honestly, I don't really care. That's not really the point. The point is that Kobe Bryant trained so freaking hard and pretty much copied and stole every idea, every concept, every way of practicing everything from Michael Jordan, and that almost everybody sees him as a Michael Jordan 2.0. He might not be better than Michael Jordan. I think most people still have Michael Jordan above Kobe, and regardless of what Kobe has done, and that's fine. Again, I don't really care. But the point is that he embodied Michael Jordan so much that people literally see him in a sense as Michael Jordan 2.0. He almost to the T hit every category that Michael Jordan did in terms of the big accolade things, right? I'm talking about the individual stuff. I'm talking about just overall, the way he performed, the way he competed, the amount of championships. And so my whole point with this is that you can literally become an expert at anything that you want if you simply just look and become aware. And so here's something very important that I want you guys to take a look at. When I'm saying steal other people's ideas or steal people's concepts or way of training or anything like that, I'm not literally telling you to like plagiarize. I'm not literally telling you to physically steal something from them. I'm not literally telling you, to go into their internal resources or their home, their office, and like literally steal things. Like, absolutely is not what I'm saying, right? I'm talking about the ideation, the philosophy, the traits that they embody, the way they move, the way they think, the way they have done things. Like, you can see this all the time in business. Another example would be like Facebook and MySpace, right? They were one of the first ones to start within social media. I think I might have even Napster before that. Well, I don't know if Napster was a music company, but I don't know the full story, right? But MySpace was definitely before that. What did Facebook do? Facebook stole the idea, right? They didn't go into MySpace and like get all the data and then just recopy it and build a different version of it. No, they saw what MySpace was, they got the developers and they created the vision and they just developed like crazy to create a copy of MySpace, but even better. That is what I mean by stealing. Great artists steal. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, whoever else was behind that, they literally stole MySpace idea, literally stole it and made it better. That's what I mean by good artists copy and great artists steal. So here's my final thought on it. If you can find a way with whatever you are trying to emulate or create in your life, and it can literally be anything, right? You might want to become the best father possible or be the most connected man spiritually or woman to be able to lead your family or lead your business or lead your job or create whatever that outcome is that you want. If you can find a way to see around the world and in history, whether it's now or in the past, who has done something similar to you wanted to create and how can you emulate what they did, right? If you can find a way to do it ethically, and there's a million ways to do this, do you have a way higher probability of actually creating the result that you want? Because again, remember this quote, there's never a need to reinvent the wheel. The wheel already exists. If you can find a way to see how to use the wheel versus reinventing it, you'll be much further ahead. That's all I got for you guys today. If there is anything that you guys have done in the past where you feel like you have had to copy and it's wasted your time, or you simply just went exactly with the blueprint that somebody already has done, drop a comment below. Let me know what you utilized and how you did it, because I'm like super curious. Like, there's so many different ways on like how you can do this, and this might actually also help somebody else. So I'll catch you guys in the next video.